listen. So, what I try to help, like one of the things I try to help you with is this idea. Again, you're not going to see this problem on the test, or maybe even anything like it. So rather than trying to follow what I do on the problem, a better approach is to think about how I'm going through my flashcard memory. Like what memories of flashcards am I using to solve a brand new unknown problem? So they give me a function. It's piecewise. I don't really even pay any attention to that. Like I spend no time reading these formulas. I just glance and get, hey, it's piecewise, move on. Well, what values of what values of x is f not continuous? So I have a flashcard that reminds me. The function is not continuous if it has a vertical asymptote, jump, removable discontinuity. Okay, vertical asymptotes only occur when the denominator of the function becomes 0 and not the numerator. So I'm not worried about that here. No denominators. Good. So I got to worry about jumps and removables. Well, on a piecewise, those only occur at the places where we go from formula to formula. So the only values I'm worried about are x equals 0. Hello. X equal 1 or x equal 2. That's all I'm worried about. And I need to pay attention to what happens close to those points. So I'm just going to make a little table here. And say if we're a little bit less than 0, that's work better. We're a little bit less than 0, then I have to use this formula. So I'm finding the sign of something really close to 0. The sign of 0 is exactly 0. Close to 0, still close to 0. Question? Now I check a little bit more. That means I have to use that formula. So a little bit more means I take and plug it into the squared. Okay, that's going to be really, really close to 0 as well. So the left and right limits are the same. The left and right limits match. There's no jump. And there's also no remove. Well, there could be a removable. So I got to check what happens right at 0. Precisely at 0, I still get 0, so the function is continuous at 0. That's the logic you should be using. Question? Please.
Just one thing, so for the sign of x, if we're not going to be given another number like 5 or something like that.
No.
So just
Time to wake up.
random alarm.
True. The only values you have to have memorized are sine of the angles on the unit circle. So sine of 0, sine of pi 6, pi 4, pi thirds, pi halves, just those. You may run into a problem, Josh, where this result is just sine of 5. You just leave it as sine of 5. No one expects you to know what that is. So. Everybody else here, anything about this that does not feel comfortable? What we've done so far.
Oh wait, did you put 0 squared because first?
So this says if you're trying to find y values and the x value is less than 0, you have to use this formula. If you're trying to find y values and the value of x is either 0 or a little bit more, you have to use this formula. So that's y. Point. Anybody else? Cool. So then I just check the same thing on the next spot. A little less than 1, a little more than 1, right at 1. So this would be a little less than 1 squared. That's going to be very, very close to 1. A little more than 1 would be this value. That'll be very close to 1. Precisely at 1 would be precisely 1. I did the wrong one, didn't I? Say the word 1 12 times. We keep losing Michael and Preston.
Yeah, Michael.
Okay, Michael,
Wrong name.
shoot. Yeah, we lost Michael years ago. All right. He was awesome. He's moved on to bigger and
We've
better
been waiting for
things.
that. That was our plan this entire time.
Good plan. All right. Question. Everybody good? Wave if you want me to keep going, otherwise we stop. Keep going. Just do the same thing at 2 now. It's a little less than 2. Would be very close to 0. A little more than 2. That's -1. Hence a jump.
Was this man?
Yeah.
I didn't even get to me. Can I go to the gym?
The bell's going to ring in about 2 minutes.
Oh, it's early up today.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, cool, never mind.
No worries.
I was expecting you to sit another 30 minutes, and I was like, I can't do that.
I noticed.
I didn't take it. That was so mean. I didn't get it.
That wasn't that mean.
mean, but not that.
It's not very mean.
Don't get it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no,
I
it's
can't do that.
definitely.